This channel does not promote any violent, harmful, or illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant for an educational purpose only.
Well, kindly see the Schedule 1,
Hmm.
the 9-10 educational qualification. This column, Schedule 1, what is called?
Graduate, postgraduate.
Graduate / postgraduate. So any of the qualification is for the 9-10. Now I'll kindly take 11-12.
Postgraduate.
Only postgraduate.
Right.
So 11-12 category, a 9-10 category teacher never get the benefit of the 11-12 category. Why? Suppose a 9-10 category teacher, he have a graduate degree.
No, suppose a 9-10 teacher having postgraduate.
Postgraduate degree. In another way, my lord, I taking up. My lord, NCT says, my lord, because NCT segregate the class 1 to 5 primary, 6 to 8, that is upper primary, 9-10 is secondary, and 11-12 is the higher secondary. In the regulation 2014, my lord, in last occasion, my lord, I handed over, my lord, because this rule is also says that they will follow the NCT. NCT regulation 2014 is very specific for which category teacher got the benefit for which category. In our High Court, one of the division bench, I believe Mr. Shanal is also appeared in that matter. And that question arose first time in the primary matter. In the primary matter, some of the upper primary teacher, para teacher, they want benefit in the primary. Single bench allowed it. If I not subject to correction, if I not wrong, my lord, out of my memory, that West Bengal Board of Primary Education went to the division bench. Division bench says no. Upper primary para teacher not get the benefit of the primary. Although upper primary is the in higher pedestal, but they are not entitled. Why? Because of that, my lord, he might be take class in that category. That doesn't mean they get benefit of that class or that experience. Because of that, in the 2016 selection process, suppose because this rule is clubbing up all, but the earlier selection process, also this selection process is also the separate selection process is conducted. 9-10 separate selection process, 11-12 separate selection process, upper primary separate selection process, primary separate selection, even primary by the separate authority itself. Suppose if the benefit is given, even a 11-12 teacher got benefit 9-10 or vice versa, then my lord, same question will arise in the case of upper primary. Same question will arise in the case of primary. Then every teacher is going to get benefit for everywhere, specifically who are in the higher pedestal. Suppose a primary selection process is going on. I just give an example. Secondary or higher secondary teacher, they take class of higher classes. So he might claim the benefit of the primary, but the primary benefit he will not entitled because he is not appointed in that particular post. And NCT also segregated that particular class, as well as in our state, there is an act, specific act, education manual. It will be kind enough, take the education manual. Aracta said volume 1.
Headmaster's manual?
No, my lord, education manual.
The education manual is not here.
This is the volume 1, my lord. I will show just, my lord, 3. One is that West Bengal Council of Higher Secondary Education Act 1975, and another one is West Bengal Council of Higher Secondary Education Admission and Allied Matter Regulation 2006. That is page number 812. That is West Bengal Council of Higher Secondary Education Act 1975. Section 2, subsection D.
Yes. Higher secondary education.
Higher secondary education. Higher secondary education, except in relation to such class of student as the state government may specify in this behalf, means such education commencing after the terminal stage of school education. So it is specific school education in the pattern of secondary education. So it is after secondary education, introduced with effect from 1st day of January 1974, which concludes with the passing of the public examination, but by whatever name called and instituted by the West Bengal Board of Secondary Education, as is provided for student with a view to qualifying them for admission to diploma or degree course instituted by a university or by government or by statutory body, and includes subject to any general or special order of the state government education in humanities, science, commerce, agriculture, technical courses or other courses, vocational or otherwise, which the state government may, in consultation with the council, specify. That's why, my lord, remember, we filed the get benefit of that vocational teacher, because in higher secondary education, vocational education is also included. That's why the vocational teacher wants the benefit of the 10 marks, my lord. But they not give it. In contrary, they gave the benefit to the secondary teacher in the higher secondary level. My lord, kindly take, my lord, West Bengal Council of Higher Secondary Education, Admission and Allied Matter, Regulation 2006. So, my lord, here, my lord, they specifically in this regulation, this admission in class 11 and 12, the whole regulation is important. For the saving of the time, my lord, where my lord specifically narrated what is the meaning of the higher secondary, how they will take admission, my lord, after this council act, my lord, after the council act, my lord, regulation 1976, thereafter regulation 2006, the examination regulation, thereafter admission regulation. And there is specific mentioning the admission in class 11 and admission in class 12, my lord. Specifically narrated. So, higher secondary means classes 11 and 12. And kindly take that, my lord, that regulation 2014 of the NCT. NCT after bunch here again. Last day, my lord, I remember, my lord, I handed over a bunch of NCT.
All right.
Petitioner. Additional point when share बोल हमारा आंसर देबे तुमने तो अल्टीमेट ওই পয়েন্টটা তো বলেনি ওই পয়েন্টটা তো yes last occasion no मतलब last occasion मतलब I handed over a bunch मतलब है मतलब the NCT Act was there as well as the regulation.
Understand.
Just show just one tabular chart is there, मतलब
All
where
right.
मतलब specific mention about the classes. What class means what. But kindly see that tabular chart. NCT बोला लिखा है. ওটা না NCT.
ওটা নয়
এর আগের দিন দেখে দিচ্ছে পরের দেখে দিতে এর আগে
Yes, NCT
regulation 2014 matlab here is the name of the regulation. This regulation may be called National Council for Teacher Education within bracket determination of minimum qualification for person to be recruited as education teacher, physical education teacher in primary upper 2014 regulation. That's
All right.
2014 regulation. Where matlab in the first schedule matlab that is mentioned what is the meaning of preschool, primary school, pre-primary school, upper primary school, secondary school, entry 4. And here, my lord, the same qualification. In entry 4, minimum qualification is narrated, secondary stroke high school, within bracket for classes 9, 10, graduate stroke postgraduate, the same qualification, because they follow the NCT. In the rule itself, they mentioned that they follow the NCT minimum eligibility criteria, because they ought to follow. According to NCT Act 2011 amendment, because NCT earlier,
Yes.
NCT earlier was a dedicated institute for supervising the Teachers Training Institute. Thereafter, after coming to the Right to Education Act, there is a amendment in the NCT Act itself. And after amending the NCT Act, Section 12A, my lord, you remember the last occasion I referred it, Section 12A was introduced. And that, by virtue of that amendment, the NCT being an academic authority, because the NCT became the academic authority in pursuance of Section 23 of the Right to Education Act, because central government appoint NCT as an academic authority. Thereafter, NCT, for bringing the standardization of the school education, they floated this minimum eligibility criteria concept. Thereafter, NCT, first time in the year 2010, came up with a notification, the minimum eligibility criteria for the classes primary 1 to 5, there as well as the 6 to 8 in the year 2010. Thereafter 2011, there was an amendment. Thereafter regulation 2014, the first time. The first time in the regulation 2014, they says the minimum eligibility criteria in the classes 9, 10 and 11, 12. That is in the high school level and secondary level and higher secondary level. So in the first time in the year 2014, they came up with this regulation with that minimum eligibility criteria. So after that, when they specifically denoted that higher secondary education, in the earlier selection process also, there was a dedicated selection process in secondary as well as the higher secondary. So if you give the benefit of higher pedestal teacher or higher classes teacher, then same benefit ought to be given for the primary also. Who is the upper primary teacher, they also get benefit with the primary. Who are the, say, higher secondary teacher, get benefit the secondary. Even he also get benefit of the primary also because he is the higher pedestal teacher. So my respectful submission in this regard is that it is not that whosoever dedicatedly appointed for that particular class only get the benefit of that particular classes, otherwise not. If he want to participate, he might participate, but he not get experience number for that particular. And not only that, in higher secondary definition itself includes the vocational teacher. So that's why, my lord will remember, we want benefit the vocational teachers also. They are entitled 10 marks benefit. That's why for the time being, after submission, my senior will
বলে দিচ্ছে সবাই এখানে শিডিউল 2টা কোথায় বলছে এই তো শিডিউল 2 স্যার রানিং পেজে লেখা আছে ও শিডিউল 3 ফলো করবে ডেফিনিশনে বলা আছে ডেফিনিশন বলা আছে এই তো এটা স্যার কি বলছে বলছে
Yes, Mr. Sanyal.
ওই জাজমেন্টটা নিয়ে তো তুমি পুরোটা
You are here in Bishwajit Biswas's matter?
Yes, ma'am. Can 4.
In Bishwajit Biswas? You want prior teaching experience marks for 9 and 10 to be given to 11 and 12.
But I'm appealing for both 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm asking for both.
Yes. 11, 12, you have worked, you've got experience, it's all right. But if you have not worked in the 11, 12 level, you have worked only in the 9 and 10 level, whether that marks can be awarded in the 11, 12 stage or not. This is the question.
Well, this question, according to me, itself against the rules.
Yes.
Your losses kindly.
That is the challenge to the rule.
Huh?
That is the challenge to the rule.
No challenge.
No challenge.
Kindly have a look at the prayer. I take your lordships.
I do not know in particular matter whether this is challenge or not, but the submission is that it cannot be.
That's your losses. Kindly, I'm ready to take your losses to that. Page 23.
Yes.
Prayer B. I will place before your lordships both the prayer B and C. To publish the notification by mentioning the special benefits which should be given to the untainted teachers in connection with the second state level selection test 2025 by considering the order dated 5th August 2005 passed in review petition being such and such. Then C. To grant the marks of the teaching experience in favor of the candidates, those have the teaching experience in the respective subjects and position in the same school where he or she was working and presently applied for, and also issue the notification mentioning the teachers of the 9 and 10 school are eligible to get the marks of teaching experience only for 9 and 10 school, and teachers of the 11 and 12 school are eligible to get the marks of the teaching experience for 11 and 12 schools. What they are praying for before your lawsuits, rewrite the recruitment notification. And then your lawsuits will find prayer D. to publish the notification by granting full marks for the lecture demonstration by considering that the petitioners are working as untainted teachers in connection with the state level selection test 2016, and further direct to publish the fresh notification by giving clarity that the lecture demonstration marks will be granted to untainted teachers, those who have acted in accordance to 16. And then your lordships will be getting, kindly come to your lordships, F, certiorari. Happily vague, delightfully vague. What they are questioning, Malab? So what today they are asking for, rewrite the notification. Let's say basic principles of pleadings. Now, can they, Malab, ask? I'm concerned with that. Your lawsuits have enough jurisdiction to do anything, but not to do contrary to law. This is the prayer all they are arguing for all days. And now kindly have a look at paragraph 9 of the writ petition. This notification, rules, everything is published, your lordships. Kindly paragraph 9, page 14. That your petitioners state that the petitioners have made application for recruitment to the post of assistant teachers in SLST 2025 selection process. Admittedly, this was made. They have subjected themselves to the process, knowing full well this is the rules. Then they are now appearing, they say rewrite the entire process. This is according to me not permissible. Then they ought to have first questioned the rules. Prayed before your lordships, my submission of course. Allow me to appear subject to this challenge. I could have understood that. That doesn't mean, my lord, I have a quick case. I have a very good case even on merit. That I will satisfy your lordships. Then your lordships, can you take up the rules itself? I take your lordships the page. I just give your lordships. Hey,
what is your status?
My lord, my status, untainted teachers, I'm still working. But I have applied for both. Because I have the qualifications. Both. Your losses will, astonished to see some of the cases that I will be moving again, just out of the records. I applied for both earlier. In the 9 and 10, I got selected from the main merit list. I was working. I worked for 9 months. Then
2016.
Then I got, this is not the present one, but I'm giving a losses. Then I got a call letter for 11-12. In the 4th counseling, I appeared. Everybody wants better performance job. If I today give something, I will also go. I appeared, I got selected. Now everything lock, stock and barrel goes. Now the question comes up, how can I be said to be tainted, untainted? First of all, because I got selected in the first merit list in the 9-10. I was working for 8 months. Then I was called by the council, board by council. The appear 4th council. I gave, went there, got selected, appointed. And now say everything bad. Now, another aspect to your lordships. I don't know, everybody probably will argue. Now, my lord, principle of wading out is being long followed by the Honorable Supreme Court also. This is also not in the present context. Now, your lordships had got the entire details. Who are rank jumped candidates, who are out of panel appointed candidates, and whose blank OMR seats or mismatch of worksheets. But had those candidates not been selected illegally, I would have been at the top.
All the submission will not.
Kindly wait, your loss is now open to all according to my submission. Your losses can take into that. Now, therefore, I have been suffering for somebody's wrong action, not for my fault.
Maybe the entire selection process.
That's one aspect.
Everybody is
that is submission. This submission only confined to that I'm not tainted at any means. Now your losses kindly. Therefore, he applied for that selection process. Now your losses will find. Kindly look at the rules. It starts at page 64. This was rules was published on 29th May 2025. So everybody was put on notice that this will be the rules. Petitioners applied according to the rules. Selection process is governed by the rules. Now kindly have a look your losses. Here your losses will not find any definition of secondary level, higher secondary level. Not I will deal with Mr. Samim's submissions in regard to that, because everything should be determined on the basis of the rules when there is a codified law. Unless, my lord, somebody questions it and your lordship holds it, this is unconstitutional. That's a different. Unless this is done, everybody has to go by the rules. Now here your lordships will find, kindly come to Schedule 2. Page 74. Selection to the post of assistant teachers for classes 9 and 10 shall be made. This is for 9 and 10. But I will be precise. B, at the secondary level. It doesn't define. Secondary level doesn't define, my lord. I have worked, at least not upper primary up to class 8. So rule conceives according to me, as soon as upper primary ends, terminates at class 8, rest as secondary level. Clear to your lordships? Because I tell your lordships, their argument is self-defeating. Then if they construe it only up to 10, then they will not be getting any marks either. Because kindly have a look at the next page. Prior teaching experience at the secondary level. Now, what they are by their, if your lordships read with this, with their prayer, they are trying to give your lordships rewrite the entire law.
No, their prayer may have been framed differently, but the submission is that 9-10 experience cannot be taken up for consideration in the 11-12 stage. This is the sum and substance of the argument. But the prayers does not appear to be framed properly.
Because they are conscious of it. Why they have made it? Because they are conscious about it. Unless there is a fresh notification, this kind of fresh law rather. Notifications means fresh law again. How could they ask for it? And now your lordships with this, can you look at page 31 side by side? Why I am saying it, your lordships? Page 34, one of my application.
31 of your application.
Now, okay, keeping it open, your lordships. I'm
Yours
requesting your lordships.
can
4.
এই মামলার ক্যান 4টা একটু দিন তো। বাধা আছে না? ঠিক আছে। Yes.
ক্যান 4টা দিন, অতগুলো মোটা দিন।
All tight. Page
31.
31. Yes.
Now kindly see this. This is issued by the West Bengal Council of Higher Secondary Education. I was admittedly, my lord, working as 9-10 teachers. I'm taking their language because according to mission, appointment letter come meeting notice of examiner and scrutinizer. This is given not by the board but by the Higher Secondary Council. I am directed to appoint you both as examiner and scrutinizer for the subject mentioned above for higher secondary examination 2025. You were requested to read and follow the instructions, date of meeting with your head examiner, and the schedule of submission of marks in 2 installments as furnished below. I am also directed to draw your attention to the government notification of such and such of 2000, which has stipulated that evaluation is an essential duty of the teachers. Now I am putting a question to myself. Now I am admittedly a teacher of class 9 and 10. Now I am being asked by the council itself, not by the recruiting agency, commission, do and examine the papers and be the scrutinizer. Somebody's are head examiners also. Now here your lordships, I give your lordships, since your lordships have experience from this side, both sides. Now it's open, my lord, I have all the qualifications, very good qualifications up to postgraduate levels. Your lordships have noticed by this time that everybody wants to pass graduate. Why, my lord? Because he had the knowledge much, but he wants to compete with the lesser qualified so that get the chance. This is for entry. Then higher scale comes, your lordships, lots of matters. Now suppose your lordships, I have got a graduate grade teacher, but I have all the qualifications. I am being utilized like this. Does it not amount to teaching experience gathered by me? Now see, kindly page 32, I am taking the classes even. That's why it has been kept open consciously by the subordinate legislature secondary level. That's my submission.
This is what I was just now mentioning that there are many teachers in the 9 and 10 level who have got the postgraduate degree, but they are directed to perform or discharge duties of 11, 12, but actually appointed in 9 and 10.
Plus,
Will they
appointment
not
may-
get?
Exactly. Appointment may be subject specific to a class specific. But he had the qualification. Once you have entered into a school, you have to do whatever required for education. And that's why comes becomes secondary level. It benefits both of us. Then if the secondary level your lawsuit they have to construe it, then entire selection process rules has to go. That's not the question. That's you cannot do it. And this is your lawsuit, the higher secondary council is doing it. In all the matters your lawsuit, most 99%. All secondary school teachers, if your lawsuit, this is the restrictive meaning up to class 10, are taking classes of 11. Otherwise, no school will run. At least in our state. I don't know the other state. And I will take your lordships. Or somebody will jump up and say the central government policy has not followed, has not accepted by this government, but the rules say so. National policy of education says secondary level education means from class 9 to 12. But your lordships, I am conscious of that national education policy has not yet been implemented by the state. But the national policy is that. Because of the Schedule 2 under the Constitution, it's a state domain. State can. So this secondary level has been used, the language expression by the subordinate legislature consciously, so that's to extend benefit to both of them. I don't know why they are fighting with us. It's a merit position. Then may I conclude it? You are so intelligent you can't teach the lower classes. That means the submission restricts to that. Then a doctorate candidate cannot teach class 9, 10. There are your lawsuits, PhD holder teachers. Because they're so educated. They can't your lawsuits get the fathom of the mental intellectuality of a minor student, of young students. Because they are for the higher classes. These submissions is not for your lawsuits, really for the honorable read courts. This is for the authorities to decide. They will decide. This doesn't harm anyone. It doesn't take away his right to be selected. Does it take away, my lord? He is entitled to. He is also getting.
The competition increases. We will always want the competition to be less. Everybody wants.
What they wanting to restrict competition to themselves.
Obviously.
That's not the law probably.
The 9-10 teachers.
That cannot be the law.
Not the 9-10, the 11-12 teachers.
This cannot be the law, my lord. Because the authority will use the teachers according to the need of the school, according to the need of the students. It cannot be restricted, and that's why the rule has been framed like this. My submissions, your lordships.
See, submission has also been made that a teacher is teaching appointed regular basis in the 9-10 section. The teacher enhances qualification in a different subject and then teaches 11-12. Goes for higher scale of pay and all these things, but regularly appointed in the 9-10 section. Will that teacher also be given the benefit of 11 and 12?
Not according to me.
Various.
Not according. I tell you, lordships, when I crossed the school, our all geography teachers were from commerce section, if not wrong.
Yes, then what is
That's
to be
all
done?
for commerce section because they had the commercial geography. No specific geography teachers we had in our student life.
No,
That's
different.
Different. Now, your lordship, all that I'm trying to say, your lordships, qualifications of the teachers should not be restricted. The more they will teach themselves, the more
That is
they will.
different.
So
That is
therefore,
different.
it should not be restricted to anyone. If you have the experience, if law permits it to be considered, that should be considered. Law is not challenged like this. They say rewrite, republish.
Well, in this matter, maybe the prayer is not happily drafted, but there are matters where a specific challenge to the rule is there.
That's on the teaching experience.
Teaching experience.
That's yes, and then your losses, my lord.
No, first the court has to decide whether this prior teaching experience marks can be given or not.
That's-
Thereafter, whether 11, 12 and
That's another aspect, Your Lordship. But I am confining my submissions to the present writ petition that this should not be permitted like this.
all right.
These are my humble sir.
My lord, with leave of my senior, my lord, I made a wrong submission. In this matter, we have not filed in opposition. I stand corrected, my lord.
Not surprised. And sorry, my lord, give me 1 second. Mr. Samim is here. Mr. Samim's juniors. My lord, primary, upper primary, out of my lord, context this was submitted. I tell your lordships, the rule says only primary teaching experience to be taken, not the upper primary. So this was not cited, just my lord, running submissions. So your lordships, my submission, this should not be considered, taken into consideration. If that, then I have to give a reply to that. There's a rule permits. Rule only says only primary teaching experience up to class 4. And upper primary not. That's why primary board didn't take into consideration. Here is not the situation. Here is secondary level. These are my humble submissions. I'm taking a loss.
Yes, yes, certainly. Yes, anybody else
In
who
this
would like to
matter
make
only-
submission?
Can two, my lord, they have filed
Your
opposition.
prayer, how have you drafted your prayer?
My lord, I have not challenged the rule because, my lord, I have
You want the court to,
one thing is, my lord, I have stated and my lord, they make my submission. They have not following their rule itself because there is this separately. They have stated there is the two another my lord, the experience separately. That's why, my lord, they have not entitled to marks teaching experience for 9, 10 to 11, 12. I have not challenged to set aside the rule that is not, my lord. My subject to your lordship correction.
no, but then what your submission is and what you've made out in the writ petition are completely different. You say that what they have, their rules are proper.
Yes,
You say that their rules are
categorically
proper.
stated, yes.
Then they have acted in accordance with the rules.
No, there is not getting. There is nowhere stated. My lord, the both marks will be given to the 9, 10 to 11, 12 and 11, 12 experience to 9, 10 because they have.
Stated the rule says even in the 11, 12 level, secondary level qualification.
Secondary also, my lord, subject to lordship. Primary, upper primary also the secondary level.
Then you challenge it. You do not challenge.
My lord,
You say you accept.
He did not challenge. The reason is out of 15 petitioners, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, they are already qualified in
no,
9.
clarify before challenge.
I can give the numbers. Sir. That's the reason.
No.
He is the beneficiary of the
Before-
recruitment process,
before
and out of
publishing the
15,
result,
6 of
I
them,
had the
they are
realization.
there in the list.
The writ
That's it.
petition was filed when the results were not published. So he didn't know whether he'll be successful.
In
or
any
not. That's
case,
different.
there are 6 of them are there.
That's different.
No, I'm
At
saying
that time,
there are 6 persons. They are already in the list. They took the benefit of it.
Very well.
Yes,
These
that's
are-
what I'm saying.
Publishing the result, I have not filed the writ petition.
No.
Yes, this I understand. But your prayer and what your submission is are not telling.
Sir, I have stated in my submission, my lord, and in this petition, my lord, only one opposition has been filed.
So what?
Neither state, my lord, we have filed any opposition or school service commission. Not
First, you have to make out a case. The case that you are making out and the prayer that you are making, they do not match with each other.
yes, but-
What is to be done?
I have, my lord, the subject to lordship correction. I have, my lord, specific my grounds, my lord, the 9, 10 teachers, my lord, they are not eligible for getting the teaching experience mark for, my lord, the 11, 12.
The rule says they are entitled to. You have not challenged the rule. Then
I have challenged, my lord, the only conduct of the school service commission. They are not following.
how they are not following, I cannot follow.
My lord, kindly see page 57, 74, my lord.
Yes, 74.
There is the schedule 2, A and B is written separately.
So what?
So there is though, if my lord, my submission is that, my lord, if the marks of teaching experience is eligible to all teachers, there is no segregation for 9, 10, 11, 12. There is the only one clause because they are categorically, my lord, stated in the different 2 clauses.
Please come. The petitioners in the instant writ petition participated in the second SLST, 2025. In respect of classes 11 and 12, Only 11, 12. Stop. They allege that the commission ought to act strictly in accordance with the West Bengal School Service Commission (bracket open) selection for appointment to the posts of assistant teachers for upper primary level of classes bracket third bracket except work education and physical education bracket close comma classes 9 and 10 and classes 11 and 12 bracket close rules 2025 page 64 rule এর নামটা দেখে নিতে পারবেন stop according to the petitioners comma the commission ought not to award marks on account of prior teaching experience to the candidates who do not candidates who taught in the 9-10 level না কি দিয়ে শুরু করলাম and do not have experience in teaching in the 11-12 level if they are participating for recruitment at the 11-12 level stage. Stop. The petitioners contend that only teachers dedicatedly appointed in classes 11 and 12 may be considered for providing marks on account of prior teaching experience at the 11-12 stage. Stop. Without actually taking classes in the 11-12 level stage, comma, marks on account of prior teaching experience ought not to be awarded to them. Stop paragraph. The petitioners submit that the recruitment rules specifically lays down different criteria for appointment at the level at classes 9 and 10 and 11 and 12. Stop. The posts for classes 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 are different. Stop. The scale of pay in respect of the teachers for classes 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 are separate. Stop. Same experience cannot be counted twice for providing marks on account of prior teaching experience. Stop paragraph. The petitioners have prayed for issuance of a writ of mandamus, inter alia prayed for issuance of a writ of mandamus commanding/directing the respondent authorities and particularly the commission to publish notification by mentioning special benefits which should be given to candidates who intend to participate in the second SLST by considering their experience in their respective subjects and positions. Stop. the petitioners also pray for a direction upon the authorities to publish notification by granting full marks for lecture demonstration and publish fresh notification by giving clarity that lecture demonstration marks will be granted to the untainted teachers who have worked in connection with SLST 2016. Stop. Next. The several applications were filed in connection with the instant writ petition. Stop. According to the applicants, the commission rightly published the rules by mentioning that prior teaching experience marks will be awarded to candidates both in respect of the 9-10 and 11-12 classes if the candidate has taught in the senior level, secondary level in a government or government aided or government sponsored school. Stop. The applicants who are opposing the prayer of the petitioners contend that the experience obtained by the candidates in the secondary level can certainly be taken into consideration for awarding marks on account of prior teaching experience for levels 11 and 12. Stop. According to the applicants, any classes above 9 and 10, above 9, has to be taken as secondary level classes, and the authority has rightly not made any distinction between the secondary, that is 9-10 level, and higher secondary, that is 11-12 level. Stop. Prayer has been made to dismiss the writ petition. Stop. Upon hearing the submission made on behalf of the petitioners and on perusal of the prayer as well as the documents annexed to the writ petition, it appears that though the petitioners do not challenge the recruitment rules directly, but indirectly the petitioners pray for a direction upon the commission to publish further notification by disclosing how marks are to be awarded to the participating candidates. Stop. Paragraph. The submission of the petitioners that the commission is not acting in terms of their own rules does not appear to have been own rules cannot be properly proved before the court. Stop. According to the recruitment rules, the rules, prior teaching experience in respect of classes 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 will be awarded to candidates provided they have the experience at the secondary level in a government or government aided or government sponsored school. Stop. The recruitment rules does not mention that for the candidates who are contesting for classes 11 and 12 will be provided marks on account of prior teaching experience only if they have got prior teaching experience at the 11 and 12 stage. Stop. The rules clearly specify that marks will be awarded to candidates both at the 9-10 and 11-12 stage if they have got experience at the secondary level. Stop. Next. This submission of the petitioner and the prayer made in the writ petition appear to be contrary to each other. Stop. The writ petition appears to be misconceived and cannot be allowed. Stop. The writ petition fails and is hereby dismissed. All connecting applications stands disposed of.
To judgment I have placed, my lord.
None of your judgments are applicable.
Liberty to file.
No.
No, my lord, kindly.
After this,
No.
deeply obliged.
After consuming such a lot of time, when it is brought to the notice of the court by the applicants who are opposing your prayer,
Kindly answer.
that your prayer is not proper, now you say you want to file afresh.
Kindly.
Sorry, sir. এখানে একটা লাইন একটু লিখে দেবেন তো, affidavit in reply filed on behalf of the petitioners against the affidavit in opposition filed by the applicant in Can 2 of 2025
That was my opposition.
be written with the records. One minute. This is item number 37.
31 cost title বলো না।
Bishwajit Bishwas.
My lord, may I India? কি অপোজিশন দিচ্ছ নাকি? কপি দাও।
ঠিক আছে? অন্যগুলো বলছি।
দিয়েছি। তুই যাইনি।
Yes, please.
হার্ড কপি দাও। হার্ড কপি দাও। But I not got the copy, my lord.
Which matter? All right.
But I not got the copy, my lord. It will be kind enough if
All copy will be circulated.
Yes.
We started off 1 minute. We started off from item 30 today,
Yes. Yes.
right? Yes. Item 30, লিখুন একটু।
Well, my submission was in 30 and also in 32 because
30
my opposition.
All right. All separate orders are being passed possibly. Item 30 তে একটু লিখে নিন। Had submission made on behalf of the applicants. In Can, yours is Can?
Well, Lordship may kindly, my can was in 32.
30, you are not a party?
30 because Lordship was
Hearing all matters
hearing
together.
that. That's the reason I said Lordship may use that copies. It would be convenient. But my oppositions that Lordship has seen the earlier occasion, it was from 32 itself.
In 30, are you a party?
No, I'm not a party. 30, Dr. Gurushami mainly referred documents from 30. That is the
Correct.
reason I thought that since Lordship might have marked in 30, I should not disturb it.
All right.
But I placed all my
You
documents.
was not there in
No,
30.
no, in 30 I'm
All right, 30 তে তাহলে লিখো।
I'm for the petition.
One thing. But there is one thing. There is a can 3 in course they made so kindly.
In 30?
Because effectively I made submissions, yes, in 30 also. Can 3.
Can 3 is there in the list.
Yes. So that needs to be allowed.
My lord, before that,
That's by
That is your Can.
yes, yes.
All right, তাহলে heard. Applicants in Can 3 of 2026.
They might have realized later that this
Because all Cans are of 25. This only I see in 26.
yes, and today's list, that is one can is
Only one Can is
can there
there.
is not disposed of.
Yes.
Yes.
আচ্ছা, তাহলে একটা order লিখুন যে as any order passed in the instant writ petition may affect the applicant accordingly, may have far-reaching consequences. Accordingly, the application being can 3/2026 stands allowed. Stop.
Deeply obliged.
Let the applicant, one or how many? You know nothing.
This application part, Lordship.
Application.
There are three.
Actually, the applicants be formally added as parties in the instant writ petition. Yes, it will be in Lubana. Did you file any opposition? It's already there.
Keep a copy.
All right. And then who is going to make submission in Lubana? Item 30 now. Who's going to make?
It is my petition, madam.
Yes, but then the respondents are to make submission. Is it in 30? 32.
Because of that, madam, 10 marks challenge is there. In another matter, madam, another two facet I could say, madam. Because of that, madam, one is that, madam, in other subjects, suppose a person who taught in
The one that I have dismissed today
That is
was
the rule.
not on merits.
No, madam. That is rule is not challenged. But in my
Yes.
matter,
So this will not have any
So
effect
it will
on
be
the other
kind-
matters.
So, madam, it will be kind enough in this branch, madam, from item number 30 to 35, that is rule challenge. All matter are rule challenge. This matter is also, it has two facets. One is that, madam, in other, suppose a person taught in English, got benefit in education subject, secondary education. So that is the challenge in this matter, madam. Another thing is that, madam, secondary. No. It is filed earlier.
Not in this bunch.
Not in this branch, not in the year 20.
There are several matters
Several matters.
which are coming up.
Madam, that is filed earlier, madam, not in the list, madam. It will be kind enough tagged with this matter, madam. Otherwise, madam, this two facets is one is that he taught in the English subject, he got benefit in the education subject, which is not permissible, and rule is challenged in this matter, madam. It will be kind enough, madam, take up this matter, madam.
All right, you give the number,
Yes,
it
yes.
will be added in this list. No. Today I have spent the entire second
Second
session on this.
True.
Then how can it be taken up tomorrow?
Madam, then
I'll
item number 36 very near.
1 minute, I'll come.
Yes.
30, when do I keep it? The AG was here.
But there is now not that much of urgency because
Time
now
has.
time has been. That's what
Yes.
I'm saying.
The next week. Some matters were fixed next
On
week.
13th. No, 8 is just. So let
Okay.
us all have some
Yeah,
time.
yes, some breathing time should
On
be given.
Lordship may
Because
keep,
every day new points are coming up.
yes, Lordship may keep it all the matters on 13th.
So 13
Or
all-
any other subsequent.
Matter that is expiry panel, matter is already fixed.
Then I'll not fix it on 13th. Rule will be the later on. 20th of January.
Yes.
List 20th of January. 31? Give. Yes, Shishir Dash. Affidavit in opposition, item 31. By the commission, filed in court today, is taken on record. Stop. Let copy of the same be circulated. Released.
My lord, in third,
ওই একই দিনে 20 তারিখে 20th.
in 32, I already filed my opposition and this was taken on record
Earlier.
earlier.
Yes.
So
So only one line order, list on 30th.
yes.